Hello and welcome back to another OMNIHEROES video. In this video we're just going to have a look at the Challenger teams. Now when you go from Master 1 through to Challenger 5, you do require an additional 2 teams in your defensive lineup. So first things first, I'm not going to spend too long on the teams that we're going to go through. As you can see, my previous team lineups reasonably similar to what I'm doing at the moment. But what we're going to do is just going to go ahead and copy offense because the offense does seem to have worked. And then we'll jump into the teams and I'll just break them down very quickly. So we've already been through this team. It is a mix of 3 Monarchs and then the rest are Mystifiers. So you have Gaia, Lancelot and Astrid making up our 4 Mystifiers. You do have the 3 Ecliptus on the team to give the additional defense and HP. You also have 3 Monarchs in the form of Astrid, Merlin and Halissa. Halissa to provide the buffs, Merlin to increase reflect rate, as we do have technically 3 Dooms on the team. We do have 2 Light Seekers. If Lancelot was a higher start level, I would have him up to Light Seeker. And then we have 2 Royals, Astrid and Gaia. We have 2 Protectors in Gaia and Lancelot, and 2 Deviants again in the form of Gaia and Astrid. So working very well together. I see this team win quite a lot, and the reason that I see it win is because of corrode damage. Now corrode damage will kick in quite effectively. Usually enemies will die within round 1 or round 2. I don't see many enemies not dying within round 1 and round 2, and again that is primarily because of the hope tree. So in my hope tree, I've gone for Bone Corruption and Proof of Mystifiers to get the increased corrode damage. So if we have a look on our Mystifiers tab here again, and we go down, as you can see at the start of battle, applies 3 stacks of corrode on all enemies. Each 1 stack deals damage equal to 12% of the allied team's average attack every round, and allies restore 15% of their own max HP every round as well. Very important. We do have Lancelot to increase corrode damage done by 200%, and every time a stack is applied, we get an additional stack with Gaia as well, a bog off, if you will, buy one get one free. So this is the first team that I'm running. Relics, I've gone for relatively standard relics. This cauldron here is in there for protection more than anything. You've got the Underworld key, which will apply stun occasionally, and also the plague bow, which will increase our leech effect. Now I have gone for the stun effect as well, so what I'm trying to do with this team is do as much damage as is possible within that first round, just to ensure victory. Now second team, I've already been through this team in full as well and released a short on it. So I've released a short on teams 1 and 2 in action. We do have Eudora, Elisha and Wukong as our ethereals. Let me just move myself out of the way. So yeah, we've got our Eudora, Elisha and Wukong as our ethereals, and we have Ophelia and Arthur as our dooms. The reason that I've included Ophelia on this team and not somebody like Doris, for example, to link up with the striker skill from Arthur, is because Ophelia does actually give more damage on this team than an additional striker would. And the reason for that is because of Elisha. Whenever anybody on the team does a crit, you get an increase of HP and as well, to be noted, attack, but primarily HP. That then in turn increases, or Ophelia will increase attack to about 50% of that as well. You've also got Arthur, who whenever anybody takes action, he increases his HP and his defense. This also plays into Ophelia very well. Wukong here is to follow up when Eudora can't quite finish the job. So typically I've found that Eudora will finish 1, maybe 2 of the enemies in round 1, or potentially not finish any of them whatsoever, and that's where Wukong comes in. So Wukong, we've got the gourd in here, we've got our trident, we've got the gourd, and we've got the HP increase from the whip as well. Wukong to switch, and whenever he does switch, he starts to do absolutely massive damage. It is crazy how much damage he does. So the team consists of 5 Royals, 3 Ecliptors for the additional defense. We have 3 Deviants. We have 3 Doomsdayers, technically, because I've got proof of Dooms. We have 3 Ethereals, because I do not have proof of Ethereals. We have 2 Enchanters in the form of Ophelia and Eudora, and we have 2 Celestials in the form of Eudora and Arthur as well. The actual artifact that I've gone for is the increased damage for Ethereals on this team specifically because of Wukong and because of Eudora as well. Now, on to the third team. So this third team is a Strikers team, and actually a reasonably strong one. However, it is the only team that has lost for me so far. Really, this could do with an additional defensive unit, potentially another Monarch over the 4th Striker. But as you can see, we do have 4 Strikers on the team. We have 5 Royals, we have 5 Celestials, 4 Strikers, we have technically 4 Glorians in the form of Wu, Seraphina and Chang, and we do have the 3 Ecliptus team on the team to ensure that we get our HP and defense increase, because that is what this team is severely lacking. And then we have Catherine and Mulan as well. So Mulan, whenever any of our units does attack, they will apply that burn, which is why Chang is so effective on this back row, and Catherine will attack the back row as well. So Chang to attack the front row and Catherine to attack the back row. And if you kill either of those, if you take out the front row or you take out the back row, then they'll both combine and start attacking the same row. Seraphina here to boost the team up. I've noticed that as soon as Seraphina does her power up, or she does her a full heal, that's when the team becomes pretty much unstoppable and starts doing massive amounts of damage. For relics, we do have the banner. So as you can see, got 3-star banner. I do have shield in here for the additional defense, and we also have Hand of Tyr as well for the additional protection. And we do have the Glorian's Relic as well. Now, you can go Mystifiers on this team, but I believe that Gaia needs that increased Mystifiers damage. Oh, not Gaia, sorry. There's another team that we'll get to that needs to increase Mystifier's damage. But with this one, increased Glorian's damage primarily for Chang and Wu. They will be doing much more damage, and the rest of the team will get that additional 50% as well, because we've got it up to 3 stars. So we jump into Team 4. Again, I've gone through all these in a previous video in much more depth. So if you do want to see them, go and check that previous video out. But in this team, we do have Talos, Dullahan, Aphrodite, Hecate, and Mavis. We have 4 royals in the form of Aphrodite, Talos, Hecate, Dullahan. We have 3 Luminas on the team as well for the increased attack, which is what Aphrodite needs, and it's what Hecate needs as well. Avengers synergy, we have 3. So we have Mavis, Hecate, and Aphrodite. I don't have proof of Avengers, but I do have proof of Mystifiers in the form of Talos and Dullahan. And then we have 2 Deviants, 2 Celestials, and technically 1 Lightseeker as well. So that's the team in full. Effectively get Hecate to survive for as long as possible so she can heal enough to build up. The Mystifiers synergy will allow for that healing to go through, as well as the Avengers synergy. We are healing approximately 75% every single round. So whenever the round changes, we do heal that 75%, and we get it from firstly, we get it from the Avengers, so we get 20% HP, so it might not be 75%. Let me just check. Yeah, so actually we do need the 4th one in here, technically, so we could change Mavis out for Sandra in this case. So if I were to do something like this, we would get the full heal, but we wouldn't get the Avengers proc, unfortunately, because I don't have proof of Avengers. If I did, this would be a bit of a different team. But we do have relics. We have the chest, we have the sphere, and we have the new Umbra Torch as well. Chest is here to slow enemies down, specifically with their relics. We have the sphere to increase our HP and provide a little bit of healing, and we have Umbra Torch as well to increase HP. And to reset the other relics. We have the the Mystifiers relic in here. Really, we should probably do the Avengers relic in here, but there's another team later on that need it a bit more, in teams 6, I believe, but we'll get to that shortly. And that is the team in full. It's just keep Hecate alive for as long as possible, keep Aphrodite alive for as long as possible, and then let Mavis die as much as possible. Next team, been through it before. I have I've shown this team off. I have concluded that this is probably the best build that I can muster for Valianters, and it is Elmer, Hades, and Pandora. So they're my Valianters, and then I also have 2 Dooms to go alongside them to pair up with Elmer. This entire team focuses on building around Elmer, so making sure that Elmer survives for as long as possible, and that Dahlia will pump up Elmer as much as possible as well, increasing his attack by 1500%, so that when enemies attack him or when he attacks enemies, he will be sure to get a kill. So we do have 5 royals on the team: Pandora, Elmer, Hades, Dahlia, and Ayushta. We have 3 Ecliptus on the team. We have 3 Phantoms in the form of Elmer, Dahlia, and Ayushta. We have 3 Deviants: Hades, Ayushta, and Pandora. We have 3 Dooms. Technically, we have 3 Dooms in Dahlia and Ayushta because I have proof of Dooms. We have 3 Valianters, and as you can see, we've got the stars under the Valianters as well in Pandora, Elmer, and Hades. And we have 2 Celestials on the team as well in the form of Dahlia and Elmer, who are a quite good combo, actually. They switch between themselves, increasing Dahlia's HP, which is the important thing, and also Elmer's attack, which is the other important thing. Relics, we've gone for Death Scythe, we've gone for the Mirror for the additional revival, and also Knight's Edge for the additional attack. So this team is based on the rest of the units dying, keeping Elmer alive for as long as possible, and then when Elmer does die, if he does die, because the rest of the team's been wiped out, then it will bring back an additional 2 units as well. So relics, I've gone for increased Valianter attack. As you can see, I'm 1 star off getting that up to the true attack stat that you can get with it, but it does the job for now. So this is my 6th team. I have yet to see this in combat as we get up to 4. Typically, the first 4 teams will win. Potentially, the 5th team might need to get involved, but I've not seen 6 or 7 in action yet, so I can't confirm exactly how this works. But as you can see, we do have, if I show you here, we have Royals 5, we have Phantoms 4, which actually should be you, and it should be you. So let's go ahead and save that. So yeah, we do have 5 Royals. We have 3 Luminas for the additional attack. For Janna, we do have 3 Phantoms in the form of Althea, Janna, and Nerissa. We do have 3 Celestials in Althea, Audrey, and Cleopatra. 3 Avengers, Althea, Janna, and Nerissa again. We have 3 Glorians in the form of Cleopatra and Audrey. And we have 2 Monarchs, 2 Deviants as well. So Cleopatra providing that additional Monarch synergy. I just thought it would be best to have at least 2 Monarchs on the team so that those 2 can survive for as long as possible. And then Deviants, we've gone for 2 as well. Now, I do have relics here. I have Spear, I have Blades of Chaos, and I have the ethereal, so it's Famine Scales. Now, the Famine Scales do provide that additional healing on the team to allow for Audrey and Cleopatra to build up their attack as much as possible. And we also want the other Avengers teams to build up as well. We do have Spear in there for protection, an increased attack, and we do have hold on, 1 second. Sorry about that. We do have the Blades of Chaos in here for the additional Holy Shield as well. So this team is all about building Janna up as much as possible and keeping her alive for as long as possible, which is why I've gone for the Avengers damage relic in here as well. So getting Janna to do as much damage as possible, as quickly as possible, because that's very important, is the key to this team. And then finally, on Team 7, we have Victoria. We have Lily and Leah, Athena, Lamia, and Halios. So let me just move this out of the way. This is the final team. This is pretty much a full Dooms team. We do have technically 5 Dooms on the team, which actually we shouldn't do. 1 sec. Let's take... I love this feature. Let's put you in and save, and then let's pop. So we have 3, 1, 2. So hold on. we will need Enchanter on here. There we go. So this is how the team is supposed to be set up. You have 4 Dooms, technically, in Lamia, Helios, and Athena. You have your 3 Luminas as well to increase attack overall, because this team does not really struggle for defense. It struggles for offense. You have 3 Royals on the team in the form of Lamia, Helios, and Victoria. And you have the 3 Enchanters, Victoria, Helios, and Athena. You do have your 3 Glorians in the form of Victoria and Lillian Leah, because we have proof of Glorians. We have 2 Light Seekers in the form of Athena and Lillian Leah, 2 Celestials on the team in Helios and Victoria, and then 1 Deviant on the team as well. Full spread of Doom's relics. So as you can see, you've got Leviathan, you do have the hammer, and you have the blades of, or the dual blades, twin blades as well for additional attack. And finally we have the Doom's relic, the Doom's artifact, which increases Dooms by 300%. This team will just drop a lot of enemies, and the secret tech in this team is actually Lillian Leah. So Lillian Leah survive for as long as possible, build up as much as possible, and then once all is said and done, typically Lillian Leah will have a high enough attack and high enough shields to outlast the opponent. So those are my team builds. As you can see, oh, hold on, let's reconnect. It's thinking about it. There we go. Let's go ahead and save those teams. And as you can see, I've got 34 out of 35 challenges left. So what we'll do is we might as well go ahead and challenge. Now, King is very, very strong. So we'll go ahead and test these teams out. Let's go ahead and jump into challenge. As you can see, all of these teams exactly the same because we copied our offense. In fact, let's go ahead and copy defense first because we made a couple of tweaks and a couple of changes within the actual lineups themselves while going through. Let's jump into the battle and just see how things go. So it looks like we are 4. So whoever loses this first fight will effectively lose the entire game. That's how you can tell here up at the top. As you can see, Mystifier's damage kicking in there and a lot of damage been done already in this round 1. Don't think anybody's, I think we've taken 2 bits of action so far. It is quite a strong team. I am very much enjoying this. Again, King is very, very strong. As you can see, we have 3k difference in between power levels. That is no small feat, adding an additional 3k on. But it seems as though the mix of Dooms and Mystifiers has worked out. In this one, we have also stolen Enemy Mulan, something that a lot of people sleep on with Lancelot. With his runes, he does have a percentage chance to steal. Yeah, it is very strong, as you can see, out of round 1, and still really, really powerful team setup. So now we know that we've won this fight, and the reason that we know that we've won this fight again is because we've only got 4 nodes at the top. So we just you need to win 4 out of 7 in order to win the fight. And as you can see, we have only 4 nodes and we've won the first one. So it looks to me like we have won. And again, King is very, very strong, very, very talented. Team building, as you can see, he's built a very, very nice team, mix of Dooms and looks like Mystifiers as well, with Hades thrown in there for the additional steal, I suspect. But our team is doing what it needs to do, building up attack, building up defense, building up HP, and unfortunately we do get a steal here, and the corrode damage is applied, so lots of damage to our team here. I don't know how we're going to win this one, especially with how kitted out especially with a double attack from Dahlia. That is mental. Maybe Eudora to bring us back from the brink here. Yeah, so enemy Arthur down. Yeah, flipping heck. So it's because we froze all of the enemies. That's the only reason. That is the only reason, that freeze effect. Look how much they're dodging. It's mental. It's absolutely mental. And again, lots of misses on here. So Wukong to proc a couple of times. Hopefully he will start to proc at some point. And, ooh, King has full red runes for Hades. That means every time Hades takes an action, he's going to steal another one of our units. It doesn't look good for us, but I don't know how we're going to get out of this, to be honest. I really don't. Like, this is all down to the Ethereals. The Ethereals with that... the Ethereals with the Doom's ring around. Very, very strong. And it looks like Hades is back. So yeah, a very, very strong showing from the enemy team, but it looks like it is the Doom's effect that's going to secure us the victory here. Wukong maybe just to clear up, but yeah, the Doom's effect, really, really powerful in combination with how high the attack gets for the Ethereals. But Wukong doing 5,000 million damage there. I think going to out-damage Eudora here. Yeah, 203 million, yeah. So Wukong doing much, much more damage than Eudora at the end of that fight. Very, very strong. Now we move on to our Mystifier Mystifier Glorian combination. Again, the reason that we go with 3 Glorians on this team is because we don't want to be stunned, we don't want to be bound, we don't want any sort of negative effects. Or negative connotation, negative buffs added to us or debuffs added to us. So we keep that as much as possible. And we are now applying burns. So Chang will attack here. She will apply this burn to this front row and do significant amount of damage as well. Mulan to follow up with another action. I've been thinking about a combination of Mulan, Gaia, and Arthur as well. Just something to keep in mind. So enemy will lose all of their buffs here. We will apply hindrance. We get to this round 2. Hindrance has still been applied. That is the reason that we win. Is because that hindrance got applied in round 2 rather than in round 1. So enemies can no longer gain buffs. We will steal a unit here. Fortunately, we stole enemy Nawi. And who gets stolen from our team? So Seraphina, that's not a massive loss. Absolutely, that is not a massive loss. Not for us anyway, because Seraphina has done what she needs to do. Specifically, she is healed in full to the brink, effectively. And it looks like we can't do any damage because of the protect synergy that's going on with Seraphina, but we should, hopefully, once Seraphina goes down, we should see Chang finish off, or at least get close to finishing this Dullahan off. Hey, no. Flipping heck. Yeah, unfortunately we avoided fortunately we avoided the stun from Talanos because we do have those 3 Ethereals on the team. So I believe it's the first 4 rounds that we get. And Chang just popping off with her ultimates every single time. Again, very strong showing from the opponent. Lots of Monarch synergy on the enemy team, but it seems as though we do have the advantage in this, and we're much, much further ahead than the enemy at this point within the fight, because we have built up. We are applying we are applying those corrode stacks as well. That's what I wanted to say. So now we've got Chang here doing the business, finishing off enemy Wu, and as you can see, the damage reduction that we have with Wu is very, very strong. This is the final team. Again, the strategy with this, keep Aphrodite, keep Hecate alive for as long as possible. The easiest way to do that is through the Monarch synergy. So we have effectively bought ourselves a turn with that Monarch synergy against a team set up like this. The enemy team effectively looking to stun with Minotaur and apply as much corrode as possible with Emily to power through and build up Arthur as much as possible. And to protect this back row with Madeline as well. But I think we should see a victory here because of the because of our Avengers synergy here. I think we're going to die quite a bit. So at least Talos will, who will apply the removal of buffs as well. Very, very strong. And then we do get Aphrodite to pop off here. So we'll steal Madeline, which will actually apply protection to our back row. We'll take 40% less damage because we've stolen this enemy Madeline. We do apply corrode with Dullahan. Dullahan is the only one who can apply corrode. Oh, and we have been stolen, so it is Aphrodite, I think, who will clinch this victory for us. That is the only reason I think that we are going to win, is because of Aphrodite. Don't think there's any two ways about it. The fact that she steals units, for me, she is the best PvP unit that they've released. I mean, Gaia is strong, but even Aphrodite can outpace Gaia with just how strong she is. So I think we'll finish off watching this match. I don't think it'll last for too much longer, unless perhaps they survive for... I mean, Minotaur's got a lot of flipping health. But we will steal another unit here. Potentially we steal Cleo. And then that way... Yeah, so we've got our chest popping off, which reduces the relic cost, which stops the bow from triggering, which stops the holy shield from triggering, which allows us to then go through. And even Talos back. How did Talos come back? I don't know. We didn't have the Avengers synergy. That's weird. We don't have... Yeah, that's very strange. Yeah, and there we go. And I'm not going to sit here and watch as Aphrodite pops off 20,000 times. But yeah, Aphrodite MVP of that final match. Eudora to do the most, Arthur then to follow up. Very, very strong showing from this team. So thanks very much for watching. I hope you've learned something. And yeah, let me know how it's going for you.